Hi, Drew Peterson here. And over the last couple of weeks, I've talked a lot about the future of real estate. And specifically, one of the things that we know about the future of real estate is that more and more agents will choose to be virtual. They won't need physical office space. They might not even come to the office at all. And that represents some challenges when it comes to recruiting and retaining those agents. From a recruiting standpoint, virtual agents don't care about a lot of the traditional value propositions that brokerages have offered. So you talk about office location typically isn't important to them because they're not going to do floor duty. It doesn't really matter how much attention the office might get from a walk-in perspective. Also, they don't necessarily care about office amenities or private offices within the overall brokerage. And then there's also the challenge of culture. Virtual agents don't typically care as much about culture because they're not going to experience it. They're not going to be in the office all that often. And then you switch sides from a retention standpoint. When you do bring on virtual agents, retaining them can be difficult because they're not as engaged. They don't get to see the culture. They're not around the office as much to build relationships with you and the staff. And then there's also the challenge of those agents being productive while they're virtual. I don't have any solid numbers, but a lot of the brokers I've talked to will say that on average, their agents who are in the office tend to be more productive than the virtual agents. So again, recruiting and retaining virtual agents presents some challenges. But at least from my perspective, there's also a huge opportunity there. I'm not aware of any brokerages that really offer agents training in how to be virtual. They offer training in listings and buyers and so on and so forth, but they don't specifically train people on how to be productive while working out of the home. And that's where you have the opportunity for recruiting the agents. If you do have, even just if it's a short orientation or a training program or a packet of materials you put together that help agents be productive while being virtual, that's a big value add. Same thing with retention. If you can help them by training them how to be virtual agents and then by providing coaching and accountability, which for virtual agents is often something they lack, then you've got another huge value add there from a retention standpoint. I'm going to get you started. There's an article that I read that I love about working remotely, and you'll find it underneath this video, or you can hop back over to the email I sent you. You'll find a link to it to that as well. You can take that information, you can just send it off to your agents who are virtual. You can turn it into a training course or into informational materials. But that's my suggestion to you is consider how you can help those virtual agents be more productive, and that will then help you to recruit and retain them. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to talking with you again next week.